Hi everybody, this is Mike. Sorry, but this isn't going to be a video about cars or anything like that. It's going to be my opinion on the death of a really, really great person, Charlie Kirk. Now, no, this isn't a political video, so if you think it's about politics, it's not. In fact, I not only listen to Charlie from time to time, I also listen to Anna Kasparian, who is on the opposite spectrum and end of what Charlie Kirk was. And they both have great opinions, they both have their facts, they're both extremely intelligent, and I would have made this video if Anna had passed away too. But Charlie, shot in cold blood by a coward. A coward. For what? For using his First Amendment right and going from campus to campus, trying to convince students to think differently. What's wrong with that? There was never any hate in his voice. There was never any combativeness. There was never a call to violence. He simply wanted people to know that there was a different way of thinking out there. And whether you agreed with him or disagreed with him, in the end, we're all Americans. We're all human beings. His biggest cause was to save those unborn babies. Now, I'm not going to get into that, but does that deserve being shot? Does that deserve a bullet from a crazed lunatic out there? No. I don't think so. I don't think so. And what really gets me angry, really pisses me off, is the political divisiveness amongst us people out there, you, me, or whoever. It's crazy. This poor man was murdered in cold blood, and there's people cheering out there. Oh, it's about time somebody took him out. Oh, he's full of hate. He's full of rage. And I'm not even talking, who cares about these social media people putting it out there? I don't really care about them. They're not even real humans anyway, in my opinion, because no human being would really react like that. They're probably just doing it for views. Who cares? But these mainstream media puppets, especially this guy on MSNBC was it, who went out there and pretty much said he deserved to get shot. He's spewing hate. He never, not once did he entice violence or suggest that violence is a solution for anything. He was all about peace, whether it was the war in Ukraine or the Middle Eastern war or anything else. Let's resolve this with peace. Put the guns down. That was his message. And this lunatic from MSNBC, oh, he deserved it. It was probably a shooter, one of these right-wing nuts who went to the campus and was shooting the gun in the air and hit Charlie. No, this was deliberate, and people like this who spew this hate out there, they're the ones we got to watch out for, you and me. Whether you agree with the left, the right, Democrat, Republican, whoever you are, it doesn't matter. And I'm just going to bring up my own experience, and I'm sure some of you have had this experience too. And I really haven't thought about it until now. But we're kind of pigeonholed in the way we think, what we say, what we do. For example, I said, who was I talking to? Somebody at work, I believe. You know, I agree with Trump when he said that there's so much waste in government and we need to control it. Now, everybody agrees with that, I would assume, whether you're Democrat or Republican. But because I said that I agreed with Trump when he said that, I'm considered a Trumper. Oh my God, I can't believe you backed this guy. Why? Because I agreed with one thing he said? Now I'm pigeonholed into a right-wing nut job because I agree with Trump that the government wastes money? Please. Another thing I've been called is a left-wing, tree-hugging lunatic, sappy liberal. Why? Well, because I enjoy driving an electric car, and I have solar panels in my roof. I love nature. I love the environment that we live in. So just because I believe that makes me a left-wing, tree-hugging lunatic, doesn't it? Well, that's crazy. And, now that I think of it, if I get out there and I express my opinion, whether on one side or the other, I have to be afraid for my life? That's ridiculous. Nobody out there should be afraid to voice their opinion. And with the death of Charlie Kirk, it just, us Americans, we have to get it together. We got to stop. We have to stop this violence. Again, this person who shot him is a complete coward, didn't have the guts to face him and have a good, honest debate. He needed a bullet, figuring maybe shutting him up is the way to go. And there's actually people out there cheering for that. It's ridiculous. Us Americans, we have to be better than that. So yes, there were a lot of people out there on social media land, cheering the death of Charlie Kirk. But I do have to say that the real leaders out there, the real Democratic leaders, they had nothing but nice things to say about Charlie. They expressed their condolences to his family. They were really stand-up people. Anybody from the former president, Joe Biden, had nothing but really nice things to say about him and his family. Chuck Schumer, other Democratic leaders in Congress, they all got together and expressed how horrible this nonsensical death was. And that's because these people actually knew Charlie Kirk. They didn't just watch his videos, or they weren't filled with hate. They knew this man as a father, as a husband. And yes, they all said the same thing, every one of them. Yeah, we didn't agree on a lot of different things, but at the end, Charlie understood that we were Americans and human beings who, demanded respect and dignity. We got along just fine. Once the camera stopped, we had lunch together, we spoke together, we smiled, all of that stuff. There was never any kind of resentment towards anybody. It was opinion, it was politics. It's the way it should have been. And these Democratic leaders, they understood that. And they understand that freedom of speech is very, very important, and everybody's opinion matters. So Charlie, you're going to be missed out there. My thoughts and prayers to his family, his mom, his dad, his wife, his 2 young daughters, who will now be without a father because of a lunatic. Anyway, that's all I have for you, and I'll have another Cars video coming up in a couple of days, so take care.